Hey guys, John B here with PhoneArena, and this is a review of the Palm phone. So Palm is back, but they're a different Palm. They're actually part of TCL, the same company that manufactures the BlackBerry smartphones. They actually purchased the Palm trademark from HP back in 2014. Now this new Palm is ready to tackle the market from a totally different perspective with the Palm phone. Rather than tangling with the heavy hitters in space, it's intended to act as a companion. It's not meant to replace our smartphones, but to complement them instead. It's an interesting new strategy for them, but does it effectively get the job done? Our first reaction to checking out the new Palm phone is, wow, it's ridiculously tiny. It's the size of a credit card almost. It's super compact, lightweight, and it slips discreetly into any pocket. Due to its shrunken size, we found ourselves having to readjust our habits in terms of using the phone, like holding it for example. It just takes a little bit of time, and it does fit in the palm of our hand, which is kind of ironic because it is the Palm phone. Now due to its compact frame, there's only a single power button, so when you want to adjust the volume, you have to do it through the software. It's a pain, but at least you could silence an incoming call by just pressing the power button. Most people will probably realize that it has a striking resemblance to the iPhone X and XS, and that's made more apparent by the glass meets metal construction, the rounded edges, and even the way the camera is arranged on the back of the phone. So you could argue that it draws some inspiration from Apple's smartphone. Additionally, it's worth pointing out that it does feature an IP68 construction, so it is water and dust resistant. However, it lacks NFC and wireless charging. There's a 3.3-inch 720p LCD display in the Palm phone. Yes, it's tiny, but at least it has a good enough pixel density that we're able to read out text with no problems at all. It has one of the brightest screens too at 945 nits, so viewing it outdoors is not a problem at all. It might not be the most accurate at reproducing colors, it kind of skews on the saturated side, nor does it have the best viewing angles either, but when you look at it straight on, it's not that bad. Because of its small size, it is running a customized Android 8.1 Oreo experience. Luckily, it's still an Android smartphone, so you can install all your favorite apps and you have the core basics. But the first thing that's different about it is the home screen. It's arranged in this scrollable grid-like view. You can rearrange the icons to your liking, but that's pretty much the extent of personalizing the home screen. Secondly, inputting text can be a challenge because of the small size of the screen, so instead of using the default keyboard, I decided to use the Gboard keyboard instead because the swiping method is a lot more intuitive. And finally, if you intend to do a lot of work with this phone, don't plan on doing it because of the size. You're not going to get side-by-side apps multitasking at all. So that's part of the reason why it's meant to be a companion device, because they don't want you to be distracted with all that stuff. The Palm phone is powered by a Snapdragon 435 chip, and it's coupled with 3GB of RAM. It's decent enough for most basic things like surfing the web or replying to emails, but for more processor-intensive stuff, it really starts to crawl, and that's probably why it doesn't offer side-by-side apps multitasking. And for gaming, you could pretty much forget about it because it really crawls. On top of that, I'm not even sure why you'd want to play games on a screen like this. You'll also want to be selective of what apps you actually install because there's only 32GB of internal storage and there's no room for expansion whatsoever. Even with its itty-bitty size, the Palm phone is able to package a 12-megapixel rear camera with an LED flash and an 8-megapixel front-facing camera. Now, there's nothing spectacular here in terms of the hardware, but the camera app does at least manage to offer a mixture of modes that covers the basics. Not surprisingly, it's a lackluster performance out of the rear camera. The only time it's really usable is outdoors when there's sufficient lighting around. Besides that, there's nothing really pretty to look at here because its photos are generally low with details, they're underexposed, and they don't offer great dynamic range. There's a slight boost when HDR mode kicks in, seeing that the shadows are boosted enough to draw out a little bit more detail, but it's nowhere close to the HDR magic produced by other great smartphones. Shots under low light don't get any better either, as their quality is reduced in just about every category. It even struggles indoors under artificial lighting. Not only are the visuals extremely soft and grainy, but in extreme conditions, details go out the door, replaced instead by muddy shots that are unusable. The front-facing camera is a bit of a surprise because it delivers sharp details and vibrant colors just as long as the details are ideal. If not, you could pretty much forget about it. Topping out at 1080p, there's nothing terribly astounding with its video recording performance. To a small degree, the footage is average looking at best when there's sufficient lighting around. Despite having EIS as an option, it does very little in the way of reducing shaky movements. In fact, it doesn't look like it's doing much at all. Furthermore, the audio recording skews towards being overly sharp, and you could pretty much forget about shooting under low light, not only because of the soft details, but its frame rate capture is cut in half to a choppy rate of 14 frames per second. Don't hold your breath for a long battery life here with the Palm phone because yes, it is packaged with an 800 milliamp hour battery, so that is ridiculously tiny, and not surprisingly, the battery life is short. In fact, in our real-world testing, we got up to around 4 hours tops under normal mode. You could extend that using life mode, and that pretty much gets us almost double the battery life at 8 hours, but it's still far shorter than any other phone out there. And our battery benchmark test also reaffirms that because it pulls in one of the shortest times we've ever recorded at 2 hours and 39 minutes. However, it only takes 70 minutes to get back to full capacity, but then again, we're dealing with an 800 milliamp hour battery. You'll absolutely get looks using the Palm phone for phone calls because it looks a little bit odd, but despite that, the earpiece itself is pretty good. Voices are clear and audible. However, the speakerphone doesn't have nearly the same level of volume output, so it does become a little bit of a challenge using it when there's a lot of ambient noise. The biggest drawback though is that the microphone in the phone kind of distorts our voice to the point that it sounds extremely scratchy on the other end of the line. The $350 sticker price of the Palm phone is attractive, especially against these phones that are $1,000 in price. Now, Palm is marketing it as a companion, which it does to a certain degree, but it misses some of the fundamental aspects of what we all want in a smartphone. Sure, distractions are reduced because we're not inclined to use it as much as we do with our normal smartphones, but there are still compromises that make it a tough buy. Its design and portability are arguably its strongest selling points, but even acting as a companion phone for the weekends, or even a night on the town when we're away for a few hours, we're kinda apprehensive about using it. You'll certainly get a few looks using the phone in public, that's for sure, but the poor call quality, subpar camera, and short battery life are just too substantial to overlook. At that point, you're better off using your daily driver and restricting your usage if you want to limit your distractions. And that is it for a review of the Palm phone, guys. If you want to learn more about it, you can check out our website, PhoneArena.com. This is John V, signing out.